financial advisor, first thing I told him when he wanted to manage my money, I said, nigga, if you steal my money, bro, or I'm broke, bro, I'm letting you know, bro, it ain't gonna be good. I swear to God, I really was like that. Like, yeah, I'm really like that because I can't start over. Yeah. There's no way. How you gonna? None of us sitting here can start over. I'm not going too late. I'm not monopolying this. I'm not starting back at past go. You collect $200 and start back at go. No.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, Yahweh, which is the name of our Heavenly Father, meaning He is, and that is who the world ignorantly calls God. Bahashim, which means in the name, Yahweh Shai, which means He is our salvation. And that is who the world also ignorantly calls Jesus, a so-called black man who, by the way, only came for the Israelites. All right. Now, what you saw, what you saw was what you could consider a round table of, celebrities / content creators that can be looked at under the light in this world as making it. I saw LeBron James, Kai Cenat, Phantom, just to name a few, who under Esau, Edom's kingdom have accumulated much wealth, all right? And LeBron James says he told his financial advisor that if you steal my money or I go broke, I'm going to deal with you, okay? I can't start over, see? And that's the mindset as you progress in this wicked society. The more you get, the more you fall farther from the truth, okay? Because a mindset like that, you're not going to want to let go of that money, especially that you believe that you accumulated over years or over a period of time that you got in this wicked kingdom. And Esau, Edom knows that, which is why when he introduces the mark of the beast, a lot of these celebrities, a lot of these content creators are going to push that because they don't want to lose their fame. They don't want to lose their money. And as LeBron James says, he don't want to start over, okay? And that's their mindset. They don't want to start over. They don't want to lose everything they got, you see? And others alike that think just like that, because you ain't got to be a celebrity. You ain't got to be a content creator. If you got wealth, if you got money, and this devil says in order for you to keep that, you're going to have to take this implantable device. A lot of people with that mindset, I got too much to start over. I'm going to take that chip, see? But that's why the Lord has given his elect just enough to stay what? Even killed, to stay what? Balanced. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 30 and verse 8. It reads, remove far from me vanity and lies. See? Because you can't say what you going to do. All right? That's why we always say, if it be the Lord's will. All right? Abba Ratasa, Father will. Okay? James 4:15. We should do this. We should do that. All right? Because you don't know what the hell today lies in store for you or tomorrow. All right? Grid could go down and your whole bank account could be wiped out. All right? Then what? You ain't gonna have nothing else but to start all the way over with. And see, if the Lord ain't dealing with you, you're gonna catch hell trying to start over. All right? That's why it says Isaiah 65:13, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirst. My servants, the prophets of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, shall have glory, ye shall have shame. See? Because this man is going to crash this system in some form of capacity. And when he does, you're going to have to start all the way over. And the only way you're going to be able to regain whatever you thought you had is if you take that mark of the beast, that microchip. So it says, remove far from me vanity and lies. See, this is why we're not proudful, man. See, this is why the elect love not their life to the death, man. Because we understand ain't nothing in this world of Esau, Edom's kingdom is permanent. It's all temporarily. It's all temporal. It's all temporarily. It says, give me neither poverty nor riches. See, we don't want to be broke and we don't want to be rich. We want to be somewhere in between. Okay? Feed me with food convenient for me. See? Don't let us get malnutrition and don't let us get obese. Feed us food convenient for us, the elect. Give us just enough. Okay? We don't want to have that mindset that we're willing to compromise ourselves because we don't want to start all the way over. Keep us level-headed. Keep us humble. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. It says, lest I be full and deny thee. See, that's what these celebrities, that's what these athletes, that's what these entertainers, that's what the people of this society with notoriety, they don't want to accept the truth. That's why they won't accept it. That's why it says in St. Luke 18:25, for it is easier for a camel to go through a needle's eye than for a rich man to enter to the kingdom of the Most High, man. Because they think they did it. They think it's on them. They don't want to acknowledge the Lord. They don't want to acknowledge Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. If I go broke, you're going to have to answer to me. I'm too far to go back. You know, I ain't going to start all the way over like Monopoly. Well, you going to see. See? Every idle word a man should say, he should have to answer for it. Matthew 12:36 to 12:37. So it says, lest I be full and deny thee and say, who is Yahweh? That's why they'll never acknowledge Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They'll say it in a certitious way. Oh, I want to thank the Lord, or I want to thank God. Well, give the proper glory and praise to the names. See, but they can't because why? They're bought and sold by Esau, Edom. Okay? So-called white man. All right? Who allowed their bank accounts to flourish in this wicked society. Because LeBron's a billionaire. Kai Cenat's a millionaire. Phantom, he's probably close to, if not a millionaire. All right? That's why I said they're in sort of like a round table, you know, discussing whatever it is they discussing, man. Thinking that this kingdom, this society is going to last forever. Instead of seeking the Lord while he may be found. All right? Because he's through the internet with his prophets that's putting up videos and they're out on the highway and hedges preaching. So there's no excuse. But it says, lest I be full and deny thee. Unless you're full. See, once you're full, you don't need to have a hunger for this truth, this knowledge, this wisdom, this understanding. You think you figured it out. It says, and say, who is Yahweh? Or lest I be poor and steal. See? And we don't want to steal. All right? We don't want to have to bring shame, especially to the ministry. All right? We want the Lord to take care of us as he will. If we of that number, the elect. It says, and take the name of my power in vain. See? So the Lord's servants, they're going to eat, man. All right? Even if the whole society has to start over due to the reset. Okay? To usher in and bring in the mark of the beast. The New World Order. Which is going to be spearheaded by that microchip. Isaiah 65 and verse 13 reads what? Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servants shall eat. See, no matter if this society got to start all the way over or if the Lord resets us, because why? Through temptations, everybody going to have to go through the hour of temptation. But guess what? The Lord's going to make a way for his service, man. So even if we do have to start all over, you know, we lose our house, we lose our job, we lose whatever we thought we had. We love not our life unto death because why? The Lord is going to take care of us, man. He's going to provide for his elect. It says, behold, my servant shall, no, Slack it 13. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. See? And this is why a lot of people are going to take that microchip, the mark of the beast. It says, behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. See? So if you're not of the elect, you're going to have to start all the way over. All right? From scratch. It says, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Because you're going to have egg all over your face, man. All right? When you have to eat those very exact words. All right? Start over. All right? See, but this is why a lot of people are going to take that microchip because they don't want to start over. They want to keep what they got in this wicked society. This is the book of, I believe it's 2 Timothy 1. No, it's not 2 Timothy 1. So let's try 1 Timothy verse 1 Timothy chapter 6. And let's start at verse 7. It says, for we brought nothing into this world, and is certain we can carry nothing out. See? So that's the mindset of the elect, man. We didn't bring nothing in this world, so why are we trying to lay up riches, on this earth where you can't take them with you? It says, for we brought nothing into this world, and in it is certain we can carry nothing out. See, that legacy that you want to leave behind for your generation. Well, this is a kingdom or a house that was built on sand under Esau, Edom. It ain't going to last, man. See, we're laying up our treasures in heaven where moths or rust doesn't get a hold to them. It says, and having food and raiment, let us be there for, let us be there with content. See, as long as the Lord is providing for us. We read that, Isaiah 65:13. My servants shall eat and drink. See, it says, and having food and raiment, let us be there with content. All right. Verse 9, but they that will be rich, your LeBron James, your Kai Cenats, your, other athletes, your Jay-Z's, your Wall Street stockbrokers, whoever, man, that deny the Lord. All right, we read that. Proverbs 30, verse 8 and 9. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptations and a snare. What's that snare? Having to take the mark of the beast. All right, because why? You don't want to start over. All right, as he said in Monopoly, all right, get out of jail. Okay, ain't no get out of jail passes, man. The only way you're going to get out of jail is if you take that mark, that microchip, or if the Lord dealing with you, all right? And even so, it may be for a testament that you got to be put into prison, as it says in Revelation, all right? Some of you should be cast in prison. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life, roughly paraphrasing. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts. See, I can't start all the way over. Y'all can attest to it. We got too much. Can't start all the way over. See, that's not the mindset of the elect, man. The elect is like, hey, if it be the Lord will. See, if you bring a outage or something and it causes us to lose our money and everything we thought we had established in the society, if it be the Lord will, he take care of us and provide for us. All right, we let it go for Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's sake. St. Luke 9:24, if I'm not mistaken. It says, but they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare and into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown man in destruction and perdition. See, that's going to be the downfall of a lot of these, wealthy individuals, man, or rich individuals, because they don't really have wealth. He ain't got gold and silver like that. He ain't got $1 billion worth of gold. All right, he got fiat currency that this damn devil gives you to make you think that you got something, man, to get you to fall farther and farther away from the truth, lest I be rich and deny the Lord. See? It says, verse 10, for the love of money, because money can be used as a defense, as I believe it says in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12 and 11, because it's a balance, okay? It is a balance. Ecclesiastes 12. Nope. Ecclesiastes. What is that? Ecclesiastes 7? This is the book of Ecclesiastes 7 and 12. It says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. So you can't have money for a defense, but it can't be your end all be all that you put your whole trust in your bank account. Whereas you have made yourself a god because you have this money or you worship money. It says, for wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it. And what is the wisdom? This truth, this word. Okay. So now when we go back to 1 Timothy 6 and verse 10, it says what? For the love of money is the root of all evil. See, the love of money, you know. And this is why people are going to do a lot of things because they love that money. They love the comfort that it brings for them, especially your celebrities and your people that are in higher positions. It says, for the love of money is the root of all evil. While, Slakia, while some coveted after, they have erred from the faith, lest I deny the Lord, be full. It says, and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. See, I can't go back. I can't start all the way over. Those are many sorrows. See, that's why they're going to do what they do to keep that money because they can't see themselves going back to those days of eating ketchup sandwich or mayo sandwiches or, getting it out of the dirt, as they say, or out of the mud. But see, the Lord is going to provide for his elect where they ain't going to have to eat like that. They're going to be taken care of. They ain't going to miss a beat, man. All right, the Lord's going to provide for them. See, that's not the mindset of a 2/3. They're not thinking that the Lord's going to provide for them. They're thinking that, we got to go back and start back and, eat these and eat cereals for dinner and, egg sandwiches and stuff. No, the Lord going to provide for the elect and plentiful, okay? All the way up until we get delivered into the chariots, man. Now, we're going to be in the midst of Jacob's trouble with everyone else, but see, it's going to be a separation between the 1/3, the elect, and the 2/3 of our people, all right? So we just praying that the Lord continues to put us on the side of his good side, the elect, the innumerable number, and he provides for us when all hell breaks loose because it's inevitable, okay? And you're going to have to start all the way from scratch, all right? That's what the mark of the beast is going to reset everything, okay? That's how you're going to be able to buy and sell. You're going to have that microchip implanted within you, all right? So we ain't going to make it too much longer. Matter of fact, we go ahead and close out. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8 reads what? Be sober, be vigilant, see? Understand these things because why? This place, this kingdom is temporarily, all right? We wait on an eternal kingdom, all right? Where righteous dwell forever, man, all right? Under who? Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shad, 144,000, okay? The elect. It says, be sober, and it's going to be here on earth. Be vigilant. Why? Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. For the love of money is the root of all evil. While some coveted after they pierced themselves with sorrows, man. See? The more money this devil allows you to accumulate, the more sorrows you're going to have when it's time for you to let it go. And that's why you're going to take that chip. Because you weren't sober, you weren't seeking the Lord, you weren't vigilant, you weren't watching and measuring the time. So now you don't know what's coming. You think your money is going to save you. And we read it can be a defense, but knowledge is the excellency of them all. Wisdom, understanding of what the scripture's saying and what's prophecy. That's what's going to give you that sound mind. All right, that's why it says, what? Isaiah 33 and 6. Wisdom and knowledge should be the stability of thy times. All right? That's what's going to keep the elect stable. All right? Having this truth. See? That's something you can't put a price on, man. That's why it says, buy the truth and sell it not. Also, wisdom and understanding. Roughly paraphrasing. But, the elect, they're going to be good, man. Lord willing, we be part of that number. All right? So just continue to endure, Lord willing, and, hey, we almost up out of here. All right? So that's pretty much it. With that being said, pray some moments, praying someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah, stay strong, stay in the faith. Hey, we're almost home. Shalom. Peace.